Hi, we are the spatial indexing team. Today we are providing the second video update regarding our code changes. So first we want to start off with discussing the integration code changes that we have been doing for the past 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. So the first initial code integration that we had done was with the old code base where the data storage and spatial index interface changes were the interfaces that we had in the beginning of the document, and eventually due to the recent code changes they have undergone a lot of changes. So initial code changes that we did was to integrate the new APIs that they had brought in for rectangle collection as well as point collection. As you can see the code on line number 40 where we have in point spatial index we have the new point collection of in line number 40. As you can see, point collection index and point, this particular API is what we were depending on for invoking and initializing the result set, but unfortunately that was not working for us when we were doing our initial integration. So we had to modify this to integrate with the latest implementation that they have brought in, as well as we didn't expect that we had to use the point collection itself to query for the rectangle or the point. So those were the additional changes we had to make for getting the data across in our result set that we were publishing back. So those were the most important changes that we were taking care of this. And recently, with all these final interfaces as well as the integration issues being resolved by other teams, we had picked it up and we took care of these virtual functions from spatial index interface which were not there earlier, which were resulting in some abstract object initialization. So those issues have been fixed now, as well as we are able to integrate for both point spatial index as well as rectangle spatial index. We have confirmed with the integration team that they could call our uh, factory methods in spatial index IMPL, and they have been able to make calls to do search on rectangle, search on point, and create indexes as well. So we are waiting on further changes from them. In addition to this, we have been working on our integration test suite since we have begun this integration cycle. So we have a couple of tests to ensure that code changes which are currently in the code base are working properly and the sanity is satisfied. So these are the tests that we have done: spatial index point test, spatial index rectangle test. I'll be letting Akhil take over and explain what is being done in this test, and he'll give you a short demo of how the integration suite works. Over to you.
Hi. So we've taken this code from the integration team. We would like to thank the integration team for that. So we took some of the base code of the integration test suite for spatial indexing for point and rectangle from the integration team. We've additionally retaken that code, modularized it, and done some extra testing with respect to query range, and added some of our own points. And we tested out adding the IDs and seeing if the point collection changes the IDs, and to see the data storage team how they increment the IDs. We've done that kind of testing, and to understand how it works internally as well. Now I'll just run some commands, and we can just see whether the integration test would works. So now I'm going to compile the code for the point test index. So as you see, point test has been compiled, and so if you notice, we've loaded the points, and we've done query range on different query ranges. One is with 0, 0 and 100, and we've got all the 4 points. Then 0, 0, 2.5, we've got only these points. So essentially we've loaded basic points, and then we've done testing with all quadrants with 1 comma 2. So you have 1 comma 2, -1, -2, -1, 2, and 1, -2. So we've done query range on all four quadrants, and if you notice, we are only getting the required results. So this is for spatial indexing with respect to points. We've also done testing with the rectangle code integration as well. And again, here we've taken the integration team's code and worked on it too. Yeah, so this is a rectangle code again. So if you notice, we've entered three rectangles. This is the data that the tested data that the integration team used. We additionally did query range for other points, and we are here we clearly show you the intersect logic. If you look at it, we have taken min x as 9 and max x is 21. And if you notice, you're only getting one rectangle. And if you look at this particular result set where it's 15,50 and 19,19, we are getting no result sets. So this is the test suite for rectangle collection and point collection, and we have not done much apart from just calling our own interface and adding points and doing query range for it. We've checked in this code as well. Now I'll be showing the changes that we made for this week to deal with cache consciousness. For that, I'll be going to the PR quad node code, and this is our old PR quad node code, and this is our new PR quad node code. If you notice one important difference, it would be is I've removed the max side keyword. I've completely removed that keyword, and we've hard coded the values to reduce the space. The next and most important change is the vector PR quad nodes. So before we were inserting points into a collection and then splitting based on our size, and we showed in the earlier video that the reduction of the quad tree happened at say 8, 32 and 60, and this was the sweet spot. I also talked about during my presentation about cache consciousness, where you're trying to achieve this by creating the quad nodes in a sequential array. So here we have PR quad node west, northeast, southeast, and southwest. So here I'm creating it as a vector object. And if you see the code changes that I've done, I've created four functions here. The four functions, first function is it returns a node at particular index, and I've created functions for northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast, and I made the necessary changes in the full throughout the code base. And we've done the insertion, deletion, and we've tested this as well, and it works. So this is the cache conscious change that we have made, and we'll be pushing this code this week. But unfortunately, this code will not be along the integration team, as the integration team has integrated last week's code. So we're hoping that this code will be integrated by next week. Thanks, and goodbye.